I'll be talking about $2,200 in incentive payments and Social Security checks in today's video. In this video, I've covered everything you need to know and more. Let's go right in and go over everything. First off, if you've been having watched the films on this channel for some time, you are aware, just like I am, that there are several proposals now being considered to alter Social Security. Consequently, they are discussing the $2,200 Social Security benefit. I want to draw your attention to the figure that has to appear and the concept of bonus payments in general, and I'll explain precisely what they're talking about, what this all implies, and what it would entail for recipients who receive benefits under $2,200, as well as benefits above $22,200 per month as of right now. As they discuss these details, let's talk about what's going on and what all of this genuinely means. But before we do, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. If you haven't already, hello, and thank you very much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. However, would you kindly make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you may join the almost 500,000 other people who have already signed up by clicking the subscribe button directly below? Thank you very much. I want to do all in my power to keep you updated on what's actually going on right now, since things are moving so quickly and it's a really hectic time. Obtaining a plethora of new information, so I'm keeping an eye on the news, conducting research, speaking out for you, responding to inquiries, and doing all in my power to support you during this difficult time, particularly in regards to your finances, benefits, way of life, and bank account schemes, something similar again. I'll bring it to you right here in these little films. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe below to join the other over 500,000 subscribers on the channel. I am extremely grateful to each and every one of you. Let's discuss all the specifics of this matter. I see that this 200 sorry line continuously appears in the sand. $2,200 Social Security benefit number. Okay, so clearly, things might change a little bit in the future, but this is something I definitely want to keep a careful eye on, since there are a few different versions of what they want to accomplish here. Also, keep in mind why they are modifying Social Security in the first place. Got a few inquiries regarding why they wanted to accomplish all of this. To answer that, keep in mind that, in the end, everything boils down to insolvency. It is, in fact, what they discuss in every single detail at all. Alter the software, but why would you want to alter it in the first place? Every single time, if there was nothing worrying about Social Security's finances and there wasn't an insolvency issue, it would be because the entire goal of the program is insolvency. Nobody would see any changes from them. Everything would be well. Since the program has been in place for almost 90 years, let's just leave it alone. There's no reason to alter it again. They wish to take this action because they fear that they could become insolvent in around 9 or 10 years, possibly 11 years, depending on your perspective, but they're worried about running out of money because if they do, they'll have to reduce payouts by anywhere from 21 to 177%, which will cause recipients to lose a lot of money. So they're attempting to discover out the goal of all of these many reforms is to find a way to prevent insolvency, be solvent for many more decades in the future, and continue to provide the promised payments to beneficiaries that are out there and always suggesting changes to Social Security, all right, but this is the major one, all right. And once more, this is just one of many that are out there at the moment, but ultimately, I don't know about you, but I'm interested in learning about all of the available possibilities for this. As I mentioned earlier, this is a topic that is becoming more and more popular. Many people, including politicians, agree that we should move forward with this. But here's the notion thus. They are essentially stating that in a few short years, this equilibrium, that is, the middle line, the median equilibrium, or the middle amount of Social Security benefits, will reach around $2,200 per month for the typical beneficiary. We'll get here in a short while in the not-too-distant future. It's around $200, $2,200. Now, as we speak, it is a little over $1,900, but in a short while, in just a few more minutes, it will be $1,900. Years as they wish to implement this, it will be around $2,200 every month. All right, so what does that actually mean? They're saying that we shouldn't be giving increases to people who earn more than $22,200 per month, and anybody who does so will regularly and sort of dial back these payments. That is, the average benefit, or perhaps I should say the maximum benefit, which is currently just under $55,000 per month. However, a lot of people are asking, who needs a $5,000 check from Social Security? I'm just stating that some people are recommending that we shouldn't be paying $5,000 monthly benefits to certain individuals. Yes, it's a lot of money, but we shouldn't be doing this right every month. Depending on your opinion, it doesn't really matter. Oh, and money isn't that awful, right? A $5,000 check in the inbox every month. Not terrible at all, right? Well, anyway, so what they want to do is, as I mentioned earlier, there are a few potential versions. The first would be to stop awarding individual COLA rises, would receive larger benefits in the future. They also want to cut these higher benefits, primarily for the 20% of upper-class beneficiaries. The top 20% of beneficiaries have their benefits start to decline, so the higher the benefit, the more there are two alternatives there as well. The first is to put all of the additional money back into the trust fund and keep it there for future benefits. This is more of a shaving or reduction that they receive to their benefit, and subsequent generations and such to ensure our financial stability, so that's one of the choices. Another choice would be to take that additional cash and give it to those with lesser incomes who are below the federal poverty threshold. Gradually increase their benefits to at least the federal poverty threshold, all right? So this is yet another choice. One of the other claims that has been made is that everybody who receives a benefit of $2,200 or more each month views their benefit check as a bonus payout. That's all they're claiming, so that explains why they keep claiming it's a bonus payment over $2,200. It's a bonus payment since these people usually have other sources of income, such as annuities, pensions, dividends, portfolio income, or the list is endless and includes a variety of mainly higher-income people and beneficiaries of Social Security, some of which I just mentioned a moment ago. Beneficiaries of Social Security normally do not always have additional sources of income in their retirement accounts. Usually say, well, maybe anybody. Above this $2,200 barrier, we begin to withhold checks on a regular basis. The larger the benefit, the more the withholding occurs, and finally, it simply means that these advantages they cease to receive raises as a result of the COLA, which is again related to what I'm discussing in this video. I'm talking about around 20 different iterations, all of which are sort of related to this distinct thing. However, there are a lot of different conversations about how they want to handle this going forward, and the $2,200 monthly payment and bonus check notion are a big line in the sand, so that's roughly where they find the money. That everyone over that criterion who receives a monthly payout of more than, say, $2,200 usually has other sources of income. However, those who earn less than that amount don't do so as frequently or with as much vigor. Okay, so it's like this enchanted line in the sand for a month. It seems as though there is a mystical line in the sand. This is what they're proposing, and once more, they want to do basically cut $2,200 a month. All right, so this is what they're talking about. Limit or cut benefits for those with higher incomes, and once more, the greater the benefit, the more of a hit they receive on their monthly benefit is that type of make sense. Therefore, it's similar to a tax bracket in that the higher the income, the higher the beneficiary decrease in taxes, or in essence, the so-called tax I'm discussing here isn't really a tax. Rather, it's more akin to gradually decreasing benefits when they rise over something like the $2,200 monthly cap or the so-called bonus quotes. This is what they're referring to as a bonus check, so whatever. This might be beneficial for Social Security in a few different ways. Firstly, it would allow the trust fund to continue operating for a long time. Decades in the future, or number two, another iteration would be that they transfer this money to recipients with lesser incomes, who then see a considerable increase in their payments because to the yearly COVID-19 pandemic, until ultimately their benefits reach at least the federal poverty level and beyond, and eventually, over time, I'm not sure how long that would take, lower-income persons would be forced to at least reach the federal poverty threshold and maybe beyond, at which point Social Security benefits would cease to be provided.